So a movie with Amy Adams that's mysterious, that's got both our boys, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the US agent in it, guys. How is it? I'll be answering that question for you here today. What's going on, y'all? My name is Leo Rydell, and before we dive into the review for The Woman in the Window, hook your boy up with that HBO special. Y'all know what that is? That's the Help a Brother Out special, y'all. Hook me up with that. Subscribe, ding that bell, and hit like on this video if you enjoy videos on the latest in movies, TV shows, anime, with a little sprinkle of gaming in there as well, you guys. Let's dive into The Woman in the Window, you all, starring Amy Adams, Anthony Mackie, Wyatt Russell, Gary Oldman, Brian Tyree Henry. Guys, there's a stacked up cast in this movie, and it's about an agoraphobic woman living alone in New York City who begins spying on her new neighbors, only to witness a disturbing act of violence. So this movie's a little dated. It was supposed to come out in 2019, but after test screenings, it had to be re-edited. Then after the re-edited version was supposed to be released, unfortunately, the pandemic happened and it got delayed again. So this is a movie that was supposed to happen before The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So our boys Cap and the US agent actually started this first. But guys, I gotta admit, I dug this movie, but I didn't quite love it. But let's start out with the positive and let's talk about what works in this movie. So what really works is Amy Adams, you guys. I mean, hey, she's a powerhouse actress. I love Amy Adams, and she really does transform really well into this agoraphobic woman, and she does play this part incredibly well. I mean, her expressions are huge and large, and she's really sketched out by what's going on across the street. One moment in the film when she even has to potentially go outside, like she's almost passing out, y'all. So she does really put a lot of really great performance into this role. In my opinion, I thought she really delivered, and honestly, she saved the movie from some of its worst moments, but I'll get to that a little bit later. Amy was great. I liked Wyatt Russell in this kind of sketchy tenant role. I mean, it's almost like who did it kind of deal a little bit here and there, but it's so cool to see her like peer through the window and see this crime happen, and I do like following this with her, and I really think that it delivers, especially on the second half when things begin to start boiling over and we get to see the repercussions and consequences of her assumptions of her neighbors. So I really do like Amy Adams a lot. I really do like the story in the second half. I think it does start to really pick up, because unfortunately that first half in the story is a little bit weak for me. I think that about the first 30 minutes is a little tough to get through, but let's stay on the positive for right now. I do like Amy Adams, do like Wyatt Russell, and I do really like the peering through the window scenes. I like that it is almost a little bit of a reference to Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. I like that we get to like peer through the window and see what she's seeing and see the neighbors and kind of follow the mystery through this lens. I enjoy that a lot, and I think it does have that thriller aspect to it. I do really like the detective. Of course, Brian Tyree Henry is the one who plays a detective, and I enjoy that interaction, kind of her calling the cops and trying to figure out what's going on, little pieces of evidence kind of peeling back throughout the movie, especially, like I said, that second half. The first half, not as much. Let's get into what doesn't quite work. So unfortunately, the twist in the second half of the movie just didn't quite execute as well as I thought it could have. Unfortunately, it felt a little bit random, even though I didn't see it coming, and it was definitely a twist in my eyes. I thought it was so random to make this decision on what actually had happened. Now, I don't want to spoil. I do want you to go check it out, but what actually happens with one of the characters is just the twist just didn't. It was so random. The first 30 minutes was a bit of a chore for me. Before the interactions with Amy Adams and the younger neighbor character that was in the movie, I really wasn't into the movie that much. The first 30 minutes, in my opinion, was just really, really slow. I thought it was just hard to get into. I was really trying to figure out what exactly was going on, because believe it or not, I actually went into this blind, and so it really didn't give me too immersive of an experience in that first 30 minutes. After the first 30 minutes, I enjoyed getting to see the mysteries. Another thing I really didn't like, though, was Anthony Mackie not being in the movie this much. He was barely really involved. He was involved over phone calls and kind of on the outside looking in. And I would have loved to see him actually be involved in this movie, and he wasn't too involved. So unfortunately, I thought it missed the mark there as well. Look, this isn't a bad movie. I dug the mystery. I didn't really like the twist, but hey, I enjoyed the ride, dug it, didn't love it. If I had to give a score to The Woman in the Window, I would go 6.5 out of 10. I didn't think it was anything incredibly crazy or special, but I did love Amy Adams' performances. I loved the performances from some of the other casts like Wyatt Russell and Gary Oldman, but unfortunately, it just came up short in that twist, and it came up a little bit short in the first half of the movie. I wasn't really feeling it too much until about 45 minutes in, and that's a little too long for me. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you gonna check out The Woman in the Window? How much have you been anticipating this movie? Because it was supposed to come out in 2019. We finally gotten in, and I will say it's a little lukewarm, but not bad by any means. Guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new here, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button and ding that bell for the notifications. We will see you next time on Geekly Goods.